Chuck's Chasers, are you ready for the best 20 minutes of your life?
This is a great story.
This nostalgia is called... Let's stick to the formula.
This nostalgia is called The End Days of Video City. Or Dealing with a Maniac.
Ooh, dual title.
Or Dealing with a Maniac.
How 19th century of you.
Very good. So, there was one day, me and my best friend at the time, Jason.
He's your best friend forever.
Very long time.
Give a shout out?
Hi.
Perfect. Moving on.
So, I hated being at home, and I liked that job enough, because there was no rules, and we stole everything possible. I wasn't supposed to be at work till 4, I got there at noon. I just rolled in at if you tisk again, I'm going to choke you, because that's what Mom used to do.
Move on.
No,
We're in the red zone here.
So I got there at noon, and
cool.
and he'd stay there till 9, so it didn't matter. We'd stay there forever. It was more like a clubhouse than it was a job. So he, uncharacteristically, he was a little punchy when I got there. I didn't think of anything. He was just a little bit more rambunctious than usual. And he, was really weird. And I'm like, what's going on? And he...
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, indulge, my brother.
So, in the Pepsi cooler, he moved, one thing of Pepsi, and there's a bottle of vodka. And I'm like...
Great pauses, by the way.
This is a great song. So I'm like, oh, okay. And he was drinking McDonald's orange drink.
Good
and
combo.
vodka.
Tasty.
And he was it was noon, maybe 1, and he was completely shitty already. And it wasn't a big deal. We worked the rest of the shift, and he would not stop. And it was one of those weird nights where or one of those weird days where I just, you know what? I didn't want to drink.
That's very strange.
Very strange. Especially when that was going on. He was having a great time. I decided not to partake. And throughout the day, and the way this always happened, our friends would always come in, hang out, play cards, play N64, watch whatever movie they wanted. And it was like a huge hangout. Everyone just stopped all the time. It was a party. It was such a great job because we didn't take it seriously.
There's a lesson in there for you, Chasers.
Ooh. So this is where the story gets really dark.
Oh no. Someone had sex in Video City.
No. So it was getting late, and he was just completely, close to blackout. You could just tell his eyes were glazed over. And it's the type of drunk where he's completely unconscious, but still functioning. So we're closing up, and he was just being disruptive, and he took a knife out of his pocket. He started stabbing all the movies, and the way it worked, it was like the case in a styrofoam box. You gave the case to the video store clerk, they'd go behind, give you the actual cassette, and switch them out. So he'd stab all the boxes. He was sitting there stabbing them, and just drunk, and he was drooling. His eyes are closed, and he was just maliciously stabbing the boxes. Then he'd take the whole shelf and pull it off, and all the movies fell to the ground. And then I was like, dude, you can't destroy it, because I was the one that was closing. I didn't care about the welfare of the store. I was closing. I didn't want the morning person to... They had one responsible person working there in the morning. And I
bet it was a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
it was
course.
a lady.
Oh.
And,
that means failure as a girl.
Yeah.
Is how that means. Sorry. Kidding.
I don't care.
Hear this man's story out. Don't go away.
No, it gets really disturbing.
Oh, man.
So I was like, dude, you can't... I was like, I'm closing. You can't stab all of these movies. Just don't.
We'll set aside the children's movies for you to stab.
So he was stabbing all the movies, and then he decided to, he actually pointed the knife at me. So I took the knife from him, and he decided to wrestle me, and it was kind of half joking. He was like, woohoo! And he put his hands behind my neck like Muay Thai clench. And we decided to
because we all know what
wrestle.
That is.
And things got really heated. I ended up banging his head up against a candy rack, indenting it. And I thought he was just out cold, he just went fucking lucid. And then I got up and I started cleaning up again. And I was like, dude, let me take you home. And he started bawling. you can't take me home and all this other stuff. And he had a knife and he was slashing it in the air. And he was just a fucking mess. And I was like, let's just get some food from King's, which was right across the street.
Right on.
So I went in the register, took $40 out of the register. Went to King's. That's just how I worked back then.
I never, ever. Go on. Not my story.
Went to King's. We each got food. He got a chicken. This is a strong song too. He got a chicken. Well, first he wouldn't get in my car. So let's go across the street, get in. He wouldn't get in the car. He was like crying. So he went across this. He walked across the busy 286, drunk, like blackout drunk. And then he wouldn't go into King's. He started punching a tree, saying I wouldn't understand what he went through. He had this like weird demon. So I pulled him into King's, and luckily everyone knew us there, just from going to King's every single day. That was where we hung out. And they're like, your friend's in bad shape. So he got a chicken sandwich, or a Pittsburgh salad, I'm sorry, which had chicken and fries in it. And he just kept spitting into it, like, it was so gross. Couldn't finish. So I wanted to take him home, and he's like, no, you can't take me home. And he started freaking out in King's, saying like he didn't want to go home. I was like, I can't take you to my house. You guys know at home why I couldn't take him to my house.
Wait, can you give us that gesture one more time?
You guys knew I couldn't take him to my house at
Beautiful. All. That's beautiful.
And I called my friend Tony. Tony would take him in. Tony Kaczynski.
Go on. Sorry. Don't name names.
Yeah, he'd take him in. Just because he's
a good guy.
Or whatever. He was a good guy. Wouldn't want to go anywhere. So I said, where do you want me to go? And he's like, drop me back off at the store. So we opened the store back up. I put him back in there. I had no clue. At this point, I was fucking exhausted of him. Left him in there. Locked the door. Went home.
Oh.
9 a.m. I got a phone call from the owner of the store, saying, do you have any idea why the store is not open? It was not my turn to open. It was Jason's turn to open.
Not the lady.
Not the lady.
Okay, moving on.
I know, it's a little bit weird with the story, but it was his turn to open. I said, I don't know. He goes, where's your boy Jason? I don't know. Denied everything. Tony Soprano.
Right.
So...
is this a two-parter?
No. It's wrapping up really quickly. So, he goes, can you come down and open the store? And I said, sure. Give me like half hour. He goes, and then he calls me right back. I'm going to go down there myself, because no one's answering the phone. I said, that's weird. Knowing he's sleeping or whatever. So, I come down there, and the police are there. He thinks they found Jason sleeping behind the counter. The entire fucking store wrecked. He has no shirt on and a knife in his hand. They think he got robbed. But he was passed out drunk. I walk in the door and I'm like, ooh. They start yelling at me. Do you know what happened? No. They're like,
the cops yelled.
No, the owner. The cops left at this point. Came in there coming out. Do you know what happened? I said, no, and he goes, you know what, I hate it when people lie to me. I got in trouble and reprimanded and written up. He got a day off. The end. Yeah. That's all that story is.
Chuck Chase, just let that take a moment to sink in. We're not just going to cut you off here. Let it jump.
I did everything right in that situation, and I still got...
Almost.
Well, almost.
Almost. for your moral compass at that time, that was everything right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Oh, sweet baby. Sweet baby.
So cute.
You're sweet babies. These rabbit toes.
Rabbit kicks.
These rabbit toes.
Oh, honey.